However, hello everyone. Welcome to Welcome Witches class, which is a technique class using our Icon and Icon 2 machines. I sent out the directions for Icon machine with your email, and the Icon 2 directions we're going to walk through right now. And then I have the sheet for you after the class that I can send you if you want to try it on your own. It takes a little bit to do this whole design, but I'm going to give you an idea of how I did it. I sent you bits and pieces. I think I sent you that hat brim, which is this design right here. I called it a half circle. Check and see if you have that half circle. Yeah or no?
Yes, I have it.
Ah. There, I'll make it larger. This half circle. You should have it. I sent it to you. If not, I will send it to you again.
I have it, I think, but I don't see your screen, so I'm not sure
Okay.
if you were showing it to us or not.
Okay. I sent you several designs, and the first one was the hat outline. And what that is a clip art. Now, I think I saved this. Let me check though. Yeah, I did. Okay. So let me just delete that. So when you start designing, you have to have something in the background. And the easiest way to accomplish that is just to take a piece of clip art, put it in the software, and do a running stitch around it. And I could show you. Do you have platinum pearl now?
No, I have just silver.
Just silver? Okay.
Yeah.
And pearl, do you have, I mean, not pearl. I'm sorry. Prudence, what'd you end up with?
Platinum.
Platinum. So I can show you how I did it in the platinum software. It's not hard because it's just a black and white design. That's what I did. I Googled clip art and then I filtered out line designs so that, anyhow, excuse me, so that all I did was a running stitch and then I just copied it and changed the color. So what's going to happen is the outline, let me go into my folder. So that outline right there, and I'm sure you're going to load it here in a bit, but not right now. That's just what we do is in applique with the placement and the tack down. And then you go around and you trim it all off. That's it. It's actually going to be a raw edge applique. And what that means is not going to finish it with a satin stitch. I could have, but I chose not to. So what I did is it's just, I don't want you to cut it when we get to that point. I don't want you to cut it real close. I want you to leave at least an eighth of an inch going all the way around. The other day when we did this in the class in store, Carol cut it too short and it was started to come out. So she had to take it out and start again. But essentially, it's not that hard to do that, but you need a base. And you can use a base. You can do this with any of the shape creators if you wanted to. You can do both the shapes and then the wingdings or bat, what are they called? Wingdings, I think. And you know, there's the car and the glasses and all of that. So here's an example of what next month's class is going to be. So this is the applique, and I'll show you. I don't know if you can see that right now, but you see those are the glasses in the shape creator. Applique, I'm sorry, applique creator. And then we turned it into a satin stitch. So this is the same idea. what we're doing today is the same idea. I supplied the clip art for the witch's hat. This one, this next month's class is this. Actually doing all this, putting on the flowers, and then adding the little wording inside the glasses. Okay, so that's going to be the lesson for next month. All right. Now, the first thing you're going to do is we are going to do the dimensional designs, which are the lace designs and then the flowers sitting on top. So what I want you to do, two things. I want you to, can you find your embroidery collection manual real quick?
Yes.
Can you find your other manual real quick?
Yep.
Okay. In your manual and your user's guide, turn to page 105. And on page 105, you're going to see when you open up the edit design screen, and I'm going to take this out, I'm going to delete this. When you open up the edit design screen, you'll see that everything's grayed out because you don't have any design there. So on page 107, I think I said 105, I meant 107. You will see the screen light up once we put a design in here. Okay. So you can write this down, but I do have the directions for you after the class. We're going to kind of do this together. So there we go. So did you create a folder and name it Welcome Witches?
Yes.
Did you put all of your designs in the folder?
Just the first one.
Which one for all the
hat. The hat.
The finished hat?
Well, it was the shape of a hat.
The outline. And that's all
Yes.
there was. Perfect. All right. Now what we're going to do is we have to make a separate stitch out for the lace designs because we're going to do those on the water soluble stabilizer. And I'm using Aqua Magic, and we need to pick our hoop, which is the 240 by 150. So now I'm going to go down to my hoop design right here,
Right.
and I'm going to select 240 by 150 grand metal hoop. Then I'm going to close the hoop options by tapping it. And now it has shrunk to fit. You can't tell that's what it is unless you look at the top. The recommendations say selected hoop, and it says 240 by 150.
But mine, let me try it again.
Okay, 240 by 150 M right here in this upper right-hand corner. Wish I could make this to zoom in more.
Does it have to be rotated? Because mine is way outside the hoop.
Oh, delete the outline. We're not doing that now.
I know I'm talking about the half, the border, the circles.
Just delete everything. We want a blank screen.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
And so you have a blank screen. We're going to go first to the design folder, which is the flower right up here. I wish I could make these smaller. Let's see what I do when I switch it to speaker. No, that's not good.
Is this gonna be the lace flower?
Yep. Mhm.
Thank you.
All right.
Loretta, excuse me,
Hmm?
Got it.
supposed to be seeing something. I see you.
You don't see the screen?
No.
In your view, you know
Mhm.
where the view is in the upper right-hand corner?
Oh, I can, let me change.
Change it to gallery.
Yeah.
See, I can't, for the life of me, I can't figure out how to make this. I'm trying. Spotlight for everyone. Let me try that.
Okay.
How's that?
That's better, much better. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you, Prudence, for pointing that out. I didn't realize that. Okay.
Oh,
So what you're going to do is you're going to select this little flower here, which is your designs. It used to be the butterfly, but now it's the flower. And you're going to tap that. And you are going to go to flowers and leaves. Is that the right one? Maybe not. They moved everything around. We're going to go to, oh yeah. Hang on. Andrew who? This and that. This and that has that cat. All right, see the cat? That's the first design.
Oh,
We're going to scroll down to 65. And it's the black lace design. See how big it is? So that's this and that, number 65. Let me know when you find it.
but it's not a cat, 65. Oh, okay. Got it.
Now, that's way too big for the perspective of this hat. So we have to go down to edit design.
Okay.
And we're going to go to this box here, which takes a small box and makes it larger. And that is the rescale. Now, unfortunately, I still am in inches. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to quickly switch from inches to millimeters. So I'm going to go up to settings, go into machine, and go from inches to millimeters. And just like that, when I close the screen, it's back to millimeters.
Okay.
So is everybody on millimeters?
Yes.
Okay. Everybody's on millimeters. Everybody has the 240 by 150 metal hoop.
Correct.
Okay. We are going to rescale this. We're going to tap on that number and we're going to put in 88.3. Well, that's not. Okay, so something's not right. So it takes us down to 115.9. So go down as far as you can go.
Say that again, please.
So did you select rescale, Pearl?
Yes.
Now with the down arrow, go down as far as you can go until it beeps at you. Mine's beeping at me.
is rescale and resize the same thing?
No, they're different.
115 .9 to 115.9?
That's the furthest it will go. Correct.
Okay. Okay,
Now, what you want to do is then we have to go into resize and resize it even further because it's still too big. So rescale will make the design up to 20% larger or down to 20% smaller.
right, gotcha.
So we want more than 20%, so we have to go to resize now. And when we tap that, we have another icon that says resize. So we're going to resize it again. And you get this type of screen. Now, the problem with resize is you can only resize proportionally. So if you wanted to make this, just as an example, longer or wider or taller, you can't. Because what it will only do, it will only go down. Whoops, wrong one. I made a mistake, see? So that's just moving it. I have to tap resize right here with my finger. See it? See it? And now those side to side arrows are gone. I should have realized that. I was on move, not resize. All right, is everybody on resize?
Yes,
Okay, now take it down. All right, so right now, my notes say, let me find it again, 88.3. So I have 85, so I'm gonna just knock it up a little bit. So 88.1 is what I get. And that's typical. When I designed this, I got a certain measurement and now it's only off by 0.2 millimeters. So that's not an issue. Okay, so I'm writing down, it becomes 88.1. Okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to hit this OK button. So does everybody have 88.1?
Yes,
yeah,
Okay, all right, tap the OK. And now it scrolls back into our hoop area. So what we have to do is tap this, and we're going to move this out of the way. Actually, we're going to put it at the top of the hoop. We're going to put it so it stitches right here at the top of the hoop. Okay,
mm-hmm,
right there at the top of the hoop. Okay, now the next one we're going to do is flowers and leaves. All right, so now I am going to go back into the design. Oops, you know what? Do yourself a favor. Deselect that. Otherwise, it'll change that design. So make sure there's no box around it. Go into the flower. Go into flowers and leaves. And it's number 30. You see number 30 here? That's what it looks like. That's pretty big. So now we are going to open up our edit design screen because it's too big. Does everybody have the leaf?
yes,
Okay. And we are going to go back to rescale again. And it's 126.6 by 125.2. And I want 76 by 75.1. Now let's see if I can do that. Let's see how far it'll take. It should. Okay. It stops at 101.4.
Right,
So what we are going to do is we need to go into resize, which again is right down here. Rolls into resize. We tap resize again, right here.
right.
And we're not going to make that mistake again. We're going to tap resize again over here. And we're going to bring this down, or you can tap on it and tap in 75 and hit OK. And I have 75 by 74.2. Let's see if I can make it 76. There's 76 by 75.2. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I hit OK. And it rolls back in. When we look at our layers panel, the lace is going to sew first. So we need to have the black thread in both the top and the bobbin. If you haven't made a black bobbin, I gotta find mine. I don't have mine. It's here. I think it's in the drawer. I tried to clean up my space here a little bit the other day. Yeah, there it is. Okay.
Are we gonna bring both of those designs back in the hoop?
They should be in the hoop.
They're not in the hoop.
How can they not? Do you have 250 by 150 metal? hoop?
Yeah, yes.
Did you hit? What does yours look like?
Well, I'm gonna make them so they're in the middle of the hoop here.
Okay, all right. I put mine at the top and then I
Right.
put the other one at the bottom.
Got it.
Okay. Okay, now let's take a look at the embroidery design. I'll tell you what page it's on in a minute. So it's on page.
There's no pages.
Yeah, that's true. So look in the category 6.
Gotcha.
It's towards the back of the book.
Right.
But hopefully we'll get the hang of this, referring to the book so we know what we're doing.
Okay, 6 what?
665. It looks
Thank you.
like this. See?
Yes.
Okay. Look at the picture. You'll see it looks like there's a plastic in the back.
Right.
And then on the right, there's 3 little pictures. The top one has a hoop with like slashes in it.
Yes.
That means that we're using a water-soluble stabilizer.
Okay.
Now, there is another water-soluble stabilizer called Dissolvable. Let's see if I have one here. No, I haven't. Every day I clean. Oh, I have salty too. All right, let me show you super salty. I know I have it there, it's just hiding. Sulky has what's called super salty,
Correct,
and that's what it looks like.
right.
That's what the picture is. But we are using instead Wet and Gone by Floriani or Aqua Magic.
Correct.
Okay, so then so the first picture has that little bubble, and that little bubble is telling you that you need water soluble stabilizer. The second picture is saying you need something to give it body. Pearl, I think you asked me once about this design
Right,
because it kept falling apart.
right,
So if you have any netting like
right.
this,
Okay,
okay, I am going to cut a piece of netting and put it on the water soluble stabilizer.
are you gonna tape it down?
Probably.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to show you my machine picture and then you'll understand what I'm talking about. So right now I have this stitch is first and then this is second. So I'm going to hit go.
Mhm.
And I have to attach the hoop. Let me change. I was working on my sweetest pie designs this morning. And
You indicated in our supply list, black or purple.
purple's next.
Okay, so you're using 2 layers of tulle or something of that nature.
Well, you can do, this is kind of on, this is your own thing.
Okay,
I'm going to use just the one black piece, but I'm
Okay.
going to make that flower in purple.
oh, the flower is gonna be in purple.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm. So then the purple will need the bobbin to match it.
Ideally,
Gotcha.
remember it's not going to show very much. So if you don't want to change it to purple, let's see. Yeah, I don't have a purple, so I'm going to leave the black in.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So now I'm going to put the hoop in and I'll show you what I'm doing. All right. So I'm going to put a piece this way. This side has little bubbles on it. That's one type. I got these at the Dollar Tree, by the way. So if you haven't got your stuff, you can pick it up. You don't have to sew today. You can just follow along. But do you have tulle curtains?
Yes, I have tulle. I was at the Dollar Tree.
I'm sorry, you went to the Dollar Tree?
Yeah, I had to search though.
Yeah, it's kind of at the end of Halloween. They should have had a whole bunch of Christmas stuff already, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, still have
When
to
did you go?
Halloween.
Go on Citrus Park?
No, no. I went to one right near me over on Commerce something. Commerce
Oh,
Commerce Park.
where
That's where it is.
is that?
It's where the BJ's is over on off of Bruce B. Downs.
Oh, yeah, I forget about that one. The one
Yeah.
next door to or near Joanne's.
Right, right.
Yeah, I forget about that one. Because we have a Dollar Tree here in Land O'Lakes. And then I
Oh, yeah,
have
that's
one
right.
at, what's that?
Yeah, that's right. I remember now. I've seen that.
Yeah, and then we have one at the outlet mall. So here's another option. Okay, so you could have black with spider webs on it. But I'm gonna go with just the plain. Okey doke. And I'm gonna make both of the flowers this netting, and the second flower, the lace backing, the lace piece is gonna be all black.
Huh.
And we're off.
Well, no, we're not.
Well, wait a minute. You know what?
I know
What
why.
I would baste it down. Let me baste around it, okay?
Okay.
And here, let me show you what I'm doing. Oopsie. So what I did is I opened up the artist palette. Let me set that down so it focuses. So I opened up the artist palette. And as you can see, the first color is black, black, black. If I
Yes.
go up here above the number 1, there's the icon for based. The next icon over is ghost mode. And ghost mode will show me just the first stitch out, which in this case is putting the outline down for the lace. Okay, so I'm going to go back to baste, and I'm going to baste around the design. There. All right. Now I'm going to bring it back over to where I'm stitching. So actually, if you baste it down, you really don't need the tape.
Oh, gotcha.
Pearl, how was your trip home the other day?
I got home at 7 o'clock.
Oh my.
Yeah, that's what I thought. 7 to 7, 12 hours.
Was I-4 all backed up, or was
It was just
typical
traffic. It was
traffic?
just traffic. That's all. Just
Yeah.
plain traffic.
I'll tell you, and yesterday we had another wreck over here. So that's
Oh
like
my.
I said, one every day.
Mm.
All right. So now I've got it basted down, and I am going to hit the outline. Now, if I were using anything but netting, I would trim this. But after we rinse it out, we can go back and just trim any whiskers of the netting. So if you look at those pictures on your embroidery collection book, you'll see that it's telling you now, once you stitch it, to take your scissors and cut out around it. So typically I would have just cut out around this if I was doing it by itself.
Right.
But when I do that now, this is going to get loose, and
Right.
that'll cause me problems with the flower. So I'm just going to leave everything. Got it?
Right. Is that the flower? Is that the one that we should leave about 1/8 of an inch around it when we do cut it?
Yeah, both of them will do
Oh,
that.
gotcha. Thank you.
The netting does give the design some body, so that's a good thing. Okay, here we go. So now that was the placement. And then this is the tack down. And it does have a little bit of a pucker. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm not going to worry about it because there's 29,000 stitches in this design.
Mm.
Now, if you wanted to, you could actually mix it up a little bit and do design 64 too. But I'm just doing 65. Okay, so there's the tack down. And now the design. And this is the opportunity I take while it's stitching over here. I'm doing something on the icon over here. So I usually run both of them at once. I have that luxury.
Right.
Now, if you're looking at the book, if you look at the design above this lace design, you'll notice that the picture is unusual. It shows little holes and it shows a tool. I know you don't, it really doesn't look like that, but what that means is that design above has eyelets in it. So those little green designs are eyelets.
Okay, okay.
Okay, doke. I'm having a little panic attack here because I didn't see any thread. And I'm like, oh no, but it's stitching now. Now take an opportunity while this is stitching, if you're stitching along with me, and hoop your fabric in the large hoop. Now I have to find a piece of fabric that's gray. So that might take me a few minutes. Let me see what I have. That piece of gray fabric. Bingo, first try. Yippee! I don't know how I get so lucky. This is my tub with all the different masks, fabric, and I found one that I put a pumpkin face over, just a regular, obviously, and that's with heat transfer vinyl. there was a request. There was a request on Tuesday for a silhouette class because it was Kathy Grenier, and she said she hadn't even touched it since our last class. So what I was thinking is I am going to find a Friday and do a back to basics silhouette class.
That'll be good.
I don't know what that noise was. Prudence, does that sound like a good idea?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I just changed my mind. That's the best part about teaching in your own room and taking the class in your room. Change my mind.
No, this ain't gonna work either. Okay. No such button.
Can you guys see the picture of the Welcome Witches hat?
See it?
Got that? We don't need to, I put my machine stitching over here in the gallery. And then I'm just sharing the picture. If you take a look at the picture, you can see that the black lace is behind. And then we're going to do this purple flower.
Yay! All right, done. Now, I made a couple of decisions while that was stitching. One of them was I switched from gray to black. So I have this black grunge. And then I changed my mind about the netting. And I'm gonna have this purple netting. This is, we had this a couple of years ago. This is a Kimberbell. This is all that's left. And I think that should work. So then the purple that I choose is more of a pink purple. So when you're ready to do the flower, let's go to the design. And let's change it to ghost mode. So it was in ghost mode, and now what we're looking at, let me close this, excuse me, is this is the stitch out, and again, it's the, so it's a tack down, and it's kind of weird because what it's doing is it's building the design, and then the next color is the second part of the leaves, the tack down. And then the third part is the satin stitch around those leaves. And then it proceeds to do the inside designs. So what we're going to do is we're just going to ignore it as far as putting down the fabric because we already have it over here in the hoop. And what I'm going to do is I am going to use this purple. Oh, I got a mess here. There. And thread it with whatever purple you've chosen to use. Now, if you wanted to mix up the colors, you know, as you saw on the first one I made, I have purple and lime green. You can certainly do that. If you want to leave it all purple, you can do that too. So basically, it's whatever you choose to do. Okay. So what it's doing actually is just doing this particular outline here. The first set of the outlines. I'm going to trim it. The key is just to have something that it can hang on to.
Did you put another layer of purple down on top of the black?
No, I just left it black.
Okay, thank you.
The original color or the original netting from
Yes,
that. Yeah, I just left it with that original piece.
okay, thank you.
Okay. I'm gonna find these little bits and pieces, I think, in my room on the floor, so I'm done. All right, now, if that was a placement line, and then you put the fabric pieces down, and here's the tack down. And then in the directions, you go back and trim it. But I'm just gonna keep going. It almost looks like it steps in the cutwork. Now, the directions for this flower are in our book is closer to the front, and the number is 3, let me see. 330. So it's the third section, flowers and leaves. And remember, it's the design number 30. So if you take a look at the picture, you'll see it makes more sense by looking at the picture. So what you actually are doing is you would have put down the fabric pieces there. And now you would have trimmed it if you weren't doing it like we're doing it. And then we're doing this satin stitch. That should be better.
Adeline. Quick
Go
question.
ahead.
When you started this flower, did you put other fabric underneath? I would kind of missed a step in there.
I did not put anything else underneath. I had that lace right there,
Yeah.
and that's the only thing. I just needed something to hold it together.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
you're right. Okey doke. Now it's going to do this part right here. And it's going to do basically a placement or a tack down stitch. If you had another piece of fabric, you would put it down. And then you would have another layer of fabric on top of this first layer. All right, now I know you can't see it clearly. Well, maybe you can. Do you see this stitch here? This is purple. I'm going to change it to black. And that's stitching on top of what is meant to be an applique. So I'm going to change that to black. And the last step is doing the satin stitch. I'm going to probably mix in the green. Otherwise, I gotta have a whole lot of purple in this design.
Adeline, which color, when you put the black down, what step of the
What
thread
color
was
is
it?
that? Yes, I'm gonna tell you right now. It is 2-5. Okay,
Yes,
so if you look at the chart, it's the second purple on the page, on the diagram, you know, the color
right.
choices.
Thank you.
Ugh. Oh, interesting. Is everybody still stitching?
Yes,
No? Okay. Prudence, you're just watching?
Mhm.
Okay.
say it again.
What's that? I
What,
can't hear. Hang on. Go ahead.
you asked me if I was still stitching. I said yes.
Which part are you on, Pearl?
I'm on the first one because I couldn't find my tool and
Okay.
I've been hunting for it. So
All right. Okay.
about half through it.
All right. That's fine. I just want to know where we were at. All right. Now I decided instead of the lime green, I'm going to use a gray. Kind of curious to see how this turns out. So this is the gray that I picked, that color. I don't know if you can see that or not. So I'm checking to see if I have any jump stitches I accidentally stitched down.
the story here? I have interesting tales on my thread. Okay, let's see.
I don't know if you can see it, but it's filling in a little satin stitch that's on the back petals. Okay, and lastly, purple. Back to purple.
Okay, I'm done. So this is what I have. I have the lace design right here. Let me move this so you can see it a little bit better right there. And then I have the flower design, and you can just barely see the gray, but there is a, maybe if I turn it a little bit, you can see it. But there is a lot of purple in there. It's just hard to tell. Sometimes, now you can see it. See all that purple? So what I'm going to do is I am going to take the design out of the hoop. I picked up a safety pin along the way. Okay. And now I'm done with this magnetic hoop. All right. And I'll move over here, my table. see. All right. So what I'm planning on doing is taking my scissors and just cutting it, not even bothering to take the basting stitches out. Just cut a snip. And then cut around, like cut a border out, basically. And so I'm just gonna cut. Just like that. So it looks like, whoops, still connected. So then I'm going to go back with my snips and trim closer to the edge. And then this one, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm gonna pick it up a little bit. Okay. There. Now, if I want to use this again, then I'll just take the basting and the lace off and go with that. So, next step is with your black or gray fabric, find the center of your design. And the best way, I'm pretty sure you guys know the best way is to fold it in half the long way and then fold it in quarter and find the center of your design, right? Okay. Then I'm going to take my tearaway stabilizer and I am going to place my fabric with the fleece. And let me see if I can. Oh, I don't know if I'll be able to show you this or not. That's my hand. No. Let's try this way. All right. So now I'm going to lay down the fabric in the hoop. And I'm going to line up the center markings and the vertical markings and hoop the fabric and get it as close to center as possible. Then this takes up pretty much the whole hoop. This design. And you really need a flat surface, which is what I was trying to accomplish here. Now, we don't really have to fuss because we have the projector that we can project our design on. But I just like this, to me, this just always helps if I can just get it as close to center as possible. And close to being straight as possible. There. Or maybe not. Come on. Oh, yeah. Cooperate. Right. I have to close the latch. And rather than break your hoop by trying to close the latch, you can also leave the latch open. All right, let's go back over here. Ah, sorry. Sorry. So as you can see, I did the best I could with lining it up in the hoop. But I think all of you are pretty familiar with this. I almost lost my iPad. That would not be good. I need to push this down more. Yeah. We didn't have this much trouble the other day in the class. All right. Okay. All right, I'll set it down here. Now we're going back to the screen. Gotta get my hand out of the way. I keep forgetting that the camera's in the upper right-hand corner. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to go back to Embroidery Edit. And if you haven't saved this design, change it to Witchy Lace 2 or Lace Flower. Maybe I'm going to rename it because I don't know what that is. So I'm just going to rename it as Lace Flower. Okay, so now those two are saved in your Welcome Witches folder, and we're ready to move on. So you can long hold on it and hit delete all. There. It's going to ask you to want to delete them all. Yes. So the first thing you're going to do is you are going to select the hoop, which is the 360 by 260. Okay. And we are going to load the witch's hat outline. So we're going to go over here to our folder. You're going to load the witch's hat. And you are going to center it by tapping the center in the move menu. And if you did that correctly, you'll see that it's 0, 0, and 0, 0. Okay. Now, when I did the brim, and I know this is really faint and hard for you to see, but when I did the brim, I used a design in the FOF exclusive. And when you look at it, it's this one here, number 30. And in the book, if you were to look at number 30, you'll notice, let me see if I can find it. On page, oh no, it's not a page. Never mind. It's section 2, number 30, and that's done on water soluble stabilizer too. And that also has an applique. Well, what I did is I didn't use the applique, and I just decided to stitch it out on the brim. But what I did with each one, you know what, guys, undo is your friend. I accidentally enlarged that instead of rotating it. And I'm rotating it and then going to the move screen. And what I did is I brought it down. I did it again, see? So what I did is make sure you're on the move screen. That's why it keeps and there it's enlarging again. So this time I'm going to just move this here and I line it up and rotate it to fit by turning at an angle and then moving it down to be on the edge. See it? See how I did that? You can play with that if you want, but honestly, the easiest thing, whoops, I just deleted the wrong one. So I'm going to load it back up again. Which outline? Center. Then I'm going to open up the hat brim. Okay, so that's going to be your first step. And I'm going to move my screen up a little bit so you can see. See if I can move this. This is driving me nuts. There. So then what you're going to do is you're going to bring this down and line it up with the brim. So that's how I put that hat brim on. I duplicated this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I duplicated it 7 times, or actually 6 times. I did it once, and then copied and pasted until I had a total of 7. And then I made sure that they were butted right next to one another, so it looked like they were a chain of designs. All right. Now, are you guys following along with me? Or you're not, right? You're not, because you're still, Pearl, you're still stitching, right?
I stopped stitching so I could listen to what you were doing.
Okay, so you're still stitching. Where are you at this?
I'm about 8 minutes on the black yet.
Okay, all right.
So I'm going to follow you for right now until we stopped again, and then I'll go back to stitching.
Okay. Well, the next step, because I forgot to trim these, I gotta rinse them off. So that is the first step after you're done embroidering. Okay, I'm got my notes here. I'm making sure to follow them. So now what you're going to do is you're going to go into the flower again. You're going to select the FOF exclusive design right where we were. And this time you're going to select 82. And it looks like there's only this portion here, but when you long hold on it and you bring it in, you can see that that plume is, I don't know what color that is. I'm going to change it though. All right, the changes. And I'm going to change it to black. I wonder if they put Floriani here or not.
So what is the design of 82?
It's got a plume part, and
Okay.
let me put up the picture and you'll see.
Okay.
Yeah. Huh, okay. Let's see. All right, I changed it to blue. All right, now I'll put up.
I don't see that listed on our directions either.
Well,
Number 82.
well, I have two sets of directions here.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. I think I switched it.
Okay.
All right, now I gotta find my picture.
Oh, I see what you're doing now. Okay. That's the one that goes all the way over to the left.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. I read that somewheres.
Yeah. Yes, you did.
Oh, Lordy.
All right, now I'm trying to find my screen. Let's see where it's hiding. Oh, there it is. Okay. So as you can see, I don't know if you can see my cursor,
Yes,
but that's it right there. See?
right.
So I changed this part to black. And then see it goes down here to black.
Yep.
And then this is purple. This is green. And then the little dots in the center are black.
Okay.
Now on your project, it doesn't look like that. See, it looks pink here.
Right.
But all you're doing, you're just changing your thread colors.
Okay.
You can do it now if you want a visual, or you can just do it manually when you start to stitch out.
Right.
So either way, you can do it. So to change the colors, well, before the stitch out, you go into the artist palette, you bring up the designs, and then you go to back up to this color wheel, change the color, and you'll see right down here, there's a screen that says favorite colors. And if you open that up, it says, right now it's all pink. I don't have anything else listed. So if I want a black, like that, then I can add that just by tapping the plus.
Okay.
That, were you aware of that favorite color?
No.
Okay, good. I'm glad you learned something then today. So now I just changed that plume to black. Then that is the green. So when I open it up, whoops, I go to change color. Now I want a lime green. Because that's what I did, I think. Yeah. I'm going to make it limey green. Now I do have an iris color. I have iris threads too. We have a hard time getting those to store, so I got it as a sampler pack. Iris Poly 40. And the tag on the bottom is gone, so I have to, no. I'll go back to green. Here we go. There, I'll just change it to green. So now it's green. The next one is going to be the purple. So I go up here to change color. And then I'm going to go down here to purple and hit OK. So they're not any particular spool of thread. They're custom colors, but they work. And then this last part there is the inside, and then that will be easy because I'll just open this up, go into favorite colors, and select black again. No, I don't want to replace it. I just want to use it. Okay, now why didn't it change that? Let me try this again. Okay, so it wants there. There we go. So now the design is ready for my stitch out. Now, the flower that we just did goes right here. And I had this one design, it was in POF exclusive, and it was this 83. As you can see, it came in huge, huge. So I played around with it and played around with it. I rotated it, I resized it. Well, I probably should resize it first. $288 millimeters. It fits in the big, how big a hoop. So according to my notes, I resized it and then I rotated it. And I didn't write down the size of the resize, but right now I have 82 by 121. 121 by 82. And then I'm going to hit OK. And then the last step is I rotated it. But what I did is I brought it out here like this, and then I went back and I put it like at an angle like this. So that it gave it, more dimension. Now this one, I didn't change the colors. I just changed the colors manually. So what that is, the size for that design is 84 by 116, because when you bring it in, it brings it in at a little bit different size. I don't know, that's just the software. I have no idea why it does that. And then I rotated it to 120 degrees, and that'll be in the directions. Okay. Then the next one is we're going to go into frame and borders. And we're going to bring in this one, number 4. And whoops, well, we want to change that to move. Then I want to rotate it. Oh, there we go. And what you have to do is you have to just put it at whatever angle you're following the brim. And then copy and paste. Bring it over. See it. What happens is it enlarges it. And then rotate it to fit the brim. And then copy and paste. Bring another one. Rotate it. And then what you can do is you can actually take these designs and make them a little larger if you want to fill them in. And that's real easy. You're just going to go a little larger. And this one, I mean, obviously you can enlarge it, but you don't really know how big it's going to be until you fit it in. And it might vary too. Okay, and then this one. All righty. And then I'm going to enlarge this. And then move it. Okay, now there again, remember I said the flower is going to go right here when we're done. Now I did put another design in there and I was thinking, nah, I don't like it. I think I'll just leave it out. And when I look at, I'll show you the picture what I'm referring to. This little curly Q right there. That little curly Q is on the sewing side. And what I did is I squeezed it in there between these. And you see I have 4 designs here, but I like it better with just 3. But we're going to stitch out this design. It'll be easier for you. Okay? Now, that's basically it for your hat. So you add the border, the hat trim right here. This is frames and borders. And then these are the FOF exclusive group. This design is one, and there's the other one. And if you want, you can use the picture to actually fit it in. Now, what I did here, let me show you. See how this design is right even with that little edge there?
Mhm.
On the one I'm working on now, I have to move that up in order to make that happen. But if I make that happen, that's why I filled it in. So I'm just going to leave it like this. I like it like that. And then I would save it as the hat design, no lace. But now we have to add in the welcome witches. Now you all should have got that too, the welcome witches.
Yes.
All right. So what you do is you bring it in. Oh, I don't have it. All right, let me just, oh, that is a no-no. I don't want that. I'm gonna delete that. Okay, let me save this one first. So this is gonna be a practice hat. So for today's lesson, what I want you to do, let me just delete them all, is I want you to bring in the final design. So you're going to go into your folder and you are going to load the final design. There it is. Okay. You can see, let me see if I can ungroup this. A lot of times, guys, you can't ungroup these when you save them as a file. So in order for me to get to do what I wanted to do, which was delete some of these designs, I would have to send it back to my software. Now, Mickey mentioned that on Tuesday. And the way you can send it back is if you look right here, next to the save is a send design. And I can send it, this is my laptop right there. And as soon as it opens, I'll show you. There it is. All right, let me see if I can share my screen again. Okay. So here it is in the software. Do you see how quick you could do that? Once you connect your machine to your computer, you've got to be signed in your MySonet account on the computer and signed in on the machine. You can send your designs back and forth. So what I would have to do is I would have to go into the Edit Design tab. When I click on the Edit Design tab, it brings this in, and all I need to do is drag this. Now this is platinum, and all I need to do is drag this, trying to get it right to my black. Now I'm trying to delete this piece right here. Okay, so that's at the end of that black because I color sort it. So now I'm going to just close each one of these swirls by just dragging this like, whoops. Okay, maybe one more kick. There. Do you see how easy that is? I isolated all of the other colors except that design. Then I go up here to box select right there. See where it says box select? I'm going to click on box select. And I'm going to drag a box around it like so. And then I'm going to delete it. Now I am going to show the rest of my design. Just like this. See, it's gone. Now it's gone. So now I'm going to go back to my regular screen and see it's sitting right up there. And I'm going to go back to, where is it? Right here. There you go. And it's gone. So I'm going to hit finish. It brought in my design that I had altered and modified. And then now I'm going to delete this. Now I can go up here. This is one way. Yeah, let me move this so you can see what I'm talking about. See this cloud right here?
Mhm.
I can send that. And see, I've named this machine Princess. So this is Princess. This is my icon, the Cloth Creative icon. And yes, it's on right now. And then Sweet A-Line is my laptop. So I'm going to send it to Princess. And it says the design was sent to the machine. And I'm going to stop the share. And there it is. Okay. So it's no longer there. See, it's missing. So now I look at my colors. And the first color is going to be the outline or placement stitch. And then the second color is going to be the tack down. Okay,
So I know, Pearl, you can't do that. So what I can do is I will send you this revised design,
Sure,
okay?
yes.
And then Prudence, you can go ahead and give it a try and see if you can figure that out. Just go into edit designs when you're in the main screen. Okay? All right. That was to tie in what we did on Tuesday. Now we're going to just hit go. And I have to put the hoop in place. And my first color is, now this is not very hard, guys. It just, the idea was to learn how to take a design and use your other designs in your machine to create your own unique design. All right, so let's go over here. Okay. There. Now I'm going to hit there we go. Okay. I don't want to hit my hoop to hit my iPad. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the hoop out to the trim position. And if you don't know where that is, you go here to hoop options and a pop-up jumps up and you select trim. Now I can also make this a floating icon. This is one of the few by tapping that. Come on. All right. And then just floating it. Come on. Oh, it's already out. Well, that was silly, Adeline. It's right up here. And instead of the wording, it has needle, park, trim or cut, and this is current stitch, and this is the whole design. So now I can close this. I'm going to go back over here. All right. Now, this is only 6 inches wide. So what you're going to do is you are going to put your netting like so, and you're going to tape it. All right. Where's my tape? Here's white tape. Okay, there's one. Then I am going to put the other half, I'm going to line it up. Now, don't be, I mean, you could try and match it up if you want, but don't stress out about it. Well, maybe it's upside down. Let's try this way.
There it is. There's the match. It's like matching plaids, only it quite didn't quite work. Now, don't be stressing out about it because it's going to get covered by the design. And that was my intention, is that you won't see them out of alignment because I've covered up everything with embroidery designs from the machine. Now, one thing I want to do is I want to erase this under here. It's going to stay. So let me cut this first and then I'll go back and lift it up and I might have to get a wet cloth. Looks like it. I don't think this has an eraser. So don't learn by my mistake. Don't make a big cross. Make a little vertical line. I'm erasing it with a marker eraser. Still not erasing all of it. Okay, maybe that'll work. Yeah, that works. And make sure you have the glitter side up and not down. Which one is which? There, I'll put it like that because my flower is going to go right here. You'll see. All right. Now I got overkill here with the netting, but that's okay. You see what I did? So I lined it up and I taped that netting down. All right. Now I am going to go back to the screen. Whoops. Right here. And I'm going to hit this first icon. And it goes back to start stitch number 2. Okay. And remove this tape. There. Put it over here. Always watch when it overlaps. Make sure it doesn't get caught. Stop it again. Take the tape out of the way.
Oops.
Okay, can you see it? Can you see that tack down? Now, I'm going to trim. So I can get the brim stitched, because that's the next. No, that's not the next. Ah, I needed to. This is the one that you don't want to cut right next to the stitching. Hang on. It's kind of awkward. Alrighty. Sometimes I just take it right off because I don't want to fight with it. And it makes it a little bit easier. Now again, don't worry too much about the. See how I'm trimming it? I'm just trimming it like the width of the scissors away from the stitching. Now I'll probably go back and trim that because I don't like that. It looks a little sloppy. Okay, now I want to show you something that you can do, but you can't do it in stitch out. You can actually move the colors around in embroidery edit. But embroidery stitch out, you're locked in.
So the only way you can move around the colors is to manually do it. So that's the next color up, 1, 3, 1, 4 is that purple. And 1, 5 is the brim. So I'm jumping to 1, 5. And I'm gonna stitch all of those pieces. I grouped them together, see? I'm gonna stitch all of those pieces in the purple. All right. Let's see how this stitches out. While stitching, I'm gonna go get some water. Okay. All right, I'm gonna stop because this is where I don't want all those jump stitches. I would prefer that they cut. So I am going to come over here to the machine. I am going to go into settings and I'm going to change my thread cut options back to cutting the jump stitches and hit OK. All right, now I'm going to go back over here. And I'm going to let it in. See how long this is going to take. 31 minutes. All right. Okay, I'm back. Now, Mickey pointed out the other day, I don't know how many of you use the monitor, but in the design app, let me show it to you. So here's the My Sonnet. See it right there? And then I can hook up the monitor with my Princess. It recognizes both of them. And it tells me it's stitching this out. And I have 23 minutes left. And it's a custom thread and a number of stitches. And right now I'm at 13.8%. Okay. This ought to be interesting. So what I'm doing now is I'm trimming my lace. And now that I have them trimmed, there they are trimmed, I'm going to go just quickly soak them in my bathroom sink over here. Now, I didn't rinse off a whole lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shape them and let them dry. Turn it up. I'll bring them over here. I'll show you what I'm doing. What I did is I just turned it up a little bit, moved them up so that they would look conventional. I put it back down like that. What you basically do is just put one right on top of the other. Show up. So I just put the one on top of the other and then pre-motion that in place right about, the middle of the brim there on the design. But I'm just gonna let them dry right here. Fairly warm in my room. Okay, back to our stitching. Looks nice.
All right. Okay, now let me go over basic stitch out in this. So now what you're going to do is you are going to go back to color number 1-3. And that'll be that inside of this design. The purple will be this part of the design. And so it skips around. So essentially what you really should do is build the design the way you want it to stitch out, and then place the layers so they work well together. Because right now, this one's jumping all over the place. And that's the one that I want. That one should be next, but it's not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix this file and then send you the corrected file. So you don't have to jump all over the place. But I wanted to show you this because sometimes when you get a design from some other company, it may jump around like this, and you just need to know how to select the designs that you would prefer to use rather than follow their sequence and end up jumping from one design to the next. I found this not so much in Kimberbell, but some of the other designers who have programs out there. I find that when they transfer their work to the VP3 format, it tends to do that, tends to jump around. Okay, so the next color that I would probably do is the gray. So what you're going to do is you are going to essentially follow the designs stitch out as they stitch out, changing your colors, making it your own, that sort of thing. And then when you're all done, including the lettering, you're going to leave it in the hoop. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. We've got about maybe half an hour more out, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. Pearl, where are you now on your design? Have you cut out?
I am just about ready to put the big hoop on.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Adeline? Are you there? Adeline? Can you hear me?
I think I'm going to finish this last color and then show you how to put the flower on. Because you really don't need to watch me stitch it out.
Okay,
And then I can work on your file real quick and mail it out.
okay.
So you can get
I'll have
started.
a question when you're done.
What's that?
I'll have a question when you're done.
Okay. I'll turn it. Go ahead.
Oh, you want to hear about it now? Oh, okay. I know I should know this, but going way back where we were, when we were saving the flower and the
Lace?
lace, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I tried to do that, it kept asking me if I wanted to like delete things that were, I made the folder and everything, but it asked me if I wanted to delete stuff.
Did it ask you if you wanted to save over a design?
Let me go back.
Because that's usually what it does.
Yeah, if I want to replace the files. But
And that is your final file?
Yeah, that was the final one.
Then say okay.
Okay. All right.
As long as it's your final file and you're not saving over something that you've done.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I have you guys rename everything.
Yeah.
That way you won't save over it. Even if you just put an A or a B, just to differentiate between the first save and the second save, something along those lines.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Got
Okay, any other questions?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I
Okay.
will, but I'll watch the recording first and see how I do.
Okay. As I said, this is kind of crazy just for me to stitch here and you guys watch my machine stitch out. So essentially what you're going to do is when you're all done with all of your stitches, stitch out. Now I'm going to save current state so I know where I am when I go back. You all know, right? You guys know about current state.
Yeah.
So when I go out of this, I won't lose where my place is right now. Okay. So now I'm going to go. Okay. It's telling me right now that leaving embroidery stitch out will reset anything. So I say, okay, and now it wants me to remove the hoop. I'm taking the hoop off. Then I'm going to hit okay. And what I'm going to do is I am going to go from embroidery when I'm all done. I'm going to go from embroidery to sewing. And by tapping that at the top, I now am in the sewing screen. I am actually going to do these flowers free motion. So I am going to select free motion. I'm going to choose the 60 foot, which is currently on the machine. Close it. And now when I go over here to do the free motion, I love this feature, by the way. All I need to do is put this in place right here.
And then bring it, bring it down, bring it back up, and then just do a little free motion and put that flower in place, that lace medallion in place. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes? Okay. So the key is when you are all done stitching, to go up here. Now it says, now the symbol is embroidery. So now I'm going to go back to my embroidery. See, and now it should be where I left off. So then you can toggle back and forth between the two and go from all of the embroidery back to sewing and do free motion and put the design on. Then you're ready to do your flag or your pillow or whatever you want.
Question,
Say that again.
question, instead of doing free motion, could that be stitched by regular stitching? Straight
Mhm.
stitching?
Mhm,
Okay,
mhm.
thank you.
Yeah, either way, whichever you prefer. Just get it adhered to your hat. And now let me see if I go to stitch out. Where it's going to take me. This ought to be interesting. Yeah, it took me all the way back to the beginning. So that's not good. Right?
Right,
All right, so now what I'm going to do is going to go back out. And I am going to find my current, let's see. So when nope, I know where it is. Right up here. Say where it is. Is it focusing?
yes,
Okay. Right here it says continue from saved state.
right.
So I tap that. And now I have to add the hoop. And look at that. Bam. Right where I left off. Isn't that cool?
Sure is.
And there's just so much in this machine. It's just amazing all the really neat things that this machine could do. So I'm going to end the recording here.